Why do most people nowadays choose the 5.7 over a 6.4 Hemi? Now, there's a lot of different. At the end of the day, it's not for me. It's kind of like it depends on my situation. To be honest, that's how I see it. But we're gonna be discussing this because I see a lot of people on my last chat about this. A lot of people were saying that most people probably I don't think they fully understand where I'm like what I'm trying to say. I get it that the 6.4 you can make a lot of power with it, but I'm saying like as you trying to like as a just like a regular person, right? Let's put it this way: a regular person trying to buy their first Hemi, and you work a 9 to 5. You trying to obviously save. Anybody that want to spend some kind of money do want to save some of their money. Wouldn't mind saving some of their money, but we're gonna be talking about why most people choose a 5.7 Hemi over the 6.4 Hemi. That's what we're gonna be talking about. Welcome back to another live, man. If you guys on here for your first time on the channel, if you're a Mopar fan or a car guy in general, guys, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Help support the channel. I would definitely appreciate it. So we're gonna be on here for a little bit today. So I dedicate a little bit of time to be able to come on here and talk about this once again. And if you guys don't know, we go live on the channel every day. So obviously, if you're here for your first time, um, feel free to comment. And also feel free if you guys want me to talk about whatever topic about cars at the end of the day, definitely drop that down in the chat. So why do most people tend to choose a 5.7 over a 6.4? First thing that comes to my mind, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I know most people this might go over your head a little bit, but you gotta understand it's not about who make the most power. Because if that was the case, um, the 5.7 or the 6.4, which one make the most power? Obviously, I'm gonna be going with the 6.4. But we talking about a 5.7. Why like most people tend to choose the 5.7 over the 6.4? I'm not talking about which one make the most power. In my belief, like I mentioned before, it could be because of money, obviously. Second thing could be insurance. Third thing could be if they plan on financing this and that. Which one is going to be a lot more, like less payment? Because I'm not talking about if it's really like hand to hand performance, then obviously anybody who know about cars or into cars gonna go with the 6.4. Obviously that's the better route for you to go. But I'm speaking strictly off of you, a regular person who's not a car guy or somebody who's just trying to get into their first Hemi, and why most people is like you go in a dealership and both vehicles there, a 5.7 and a 6.4, and there's a huge price difference, especially nowadays. There's a completely huge price difference because I seen somebody comment on my last live, and they told me, right? He mentioned that they both the same price, bro. They definitely not the same price. A 6.4 and a 5.7. If you go to a dealership now, a 6.4 Scat Pack, you're gonna be looking at least like 50, 60, probably high 50, depending on the year though. Depending on the year, I start off with like 50. And if you're looking at a regular 20 something, let's say 2014 Dodge Charger, basic is probably going to be it's going to be way less. It's going to still be expensive, but it will be around like 20, 25, somewhere around there. So it's not like you go into a dealership and then you see a 5.7 Charger and then you see a Scat Pack, 6.4 Scat Pack, and they both going to be going for the same price. They most definitely are not in the same price range. A 6.4 and a 5.7 definitely not in the same price. So the biggest thing that I know most people that makes sense to me, why most people want to go with a 5.7 over a 6.4 is the price difference. Price difference, and obviously, like I mentioned before, you got to think about this, right? You guys got to think about this. So most car insurance, right? They pretty much already know exactly what kind of car, if you buy any kind of, if it's a fast car, if it's not a fast car, whatever, your insurance already know for a fact. They have certain cars that they know, okay, if he get in this car, it's going to be a high chance of him, having like an insurance claim, like a scat pack or charge or whatever, Hellcat, man. Your insurance probably going to be out the roof regardless of your driving history because it's one of them cars that have a very high risk of um, getting into some kind of claim or something like that, some kind of accident. So it's like a red flag for the insurance too. They're gonna look at it like, damn, okay, well, he can't, we gotta charge this much. Like for example, for full coverage insurance on a Scat Pack or a Hellcat, it's gonna be probably somewhere around. Like, I'm just putting out a number out there. It's probably gonna be around like $400 something, or probably a little bit more than that. Think about that. Now, just a regular Dodge Charger RT, your insurance probably gonna be around like depending. This depends too on your history, driving history, age, all that stuff. You probably gonna look at $200 something, or probably some people it's like 150, a lot more cheaper. Now I'm clarifying once again for those who just joined the live. I'm not saying I'm choosing a 5.7 over a 6.4 because of power wise. I'm not talking when it comes to making power. Yes, a 6.4 is definitely the best way for you to go. But if I'm talking about somebody who's trying to get into like their first Hemi, and they might want to start off with like the 5.7 because of the price and also insurance and also it's also the 5.7 also offer the fact that there's a lot more you could do with the 5.7, and but it's just like an overall a better start. I don't like for me it just overall it's like a better start for anybody who never owned a Hemi before or who want to get into Mopars and stuff. Like I'm gonna be real with you guys. I never was a Mopar guy. I don't hate Mopar, even though I drive a Ram. I do my channel is based off of this Ram, and it is a Mopar obviously now. Um, Getting a Ram got me into being like kind of more so understanding about Mopar, and I wouldn't say I'm a Mopar guy because I really grew up being a Mustang guy. I know that's like the most hated, Mustangs and stuff. But I like the older generation Mustangs. I'm not gonna go off topic, but the 5.7 is more so overall way better when it comes to modifying, and I do believe that the 5.7 does handle a lot more better on I think boost or something like that. But is the 5.7 has a whole the 5.7 is like a better platform for anybody who plan on doing like their first modification, get into pretty much like the Mopar lifestyle and stuff like that. To me, it make more sense. But this does come down to your finances, like where you stand with your finance and stuff. Because I'm not saying that if I got the funds to afford a higher insurance by owning a Scat Pack or Hellcat, or being able to pay a higher car payment and that. I mean, I wouldn't say it makes sense for you to pay more, but it's fun as hell to drive a Scat Pack and a Hellcat, and I'm pretty sure anybody would want to drive that. But I'm just saying, like, as a regular person who work a 9 to 5, if you work a 9 to 5, you gotta understand what make more sense to most people and why most people is choosing to go with a 5.7 over a 6.4. So just to clarify for you guys, give me 1 second. This is gonna be today's sponsor. It's like, nah, let me stop playing. But think about this though, man. Like, I don't know if you guys on the live, right? Which one would you choose? Like, would you choose a 5.7 or a 6.4? Let's say right now, if you could pick, if well, let's say if you go into a dealership, right, and you have, let's say you save up some money and stuff, and obviously you want to get into your first Hemi, and you got the choice to choose a 5.7 or a 6.4. Which one you gonna choose? Obviously, you're not trying to. It's not. I'm not saying off. Obviously, the 6'4". Once again, I'm mentioning this. 6'4" does make a lot more power and stuff. That will be something that if you plan on putting time, money into something like that, would make more sense for you to go the route with the 6'4". But I'm just saying, which one would you choose though? Like, I want to know for you guys that's on the live right now. Leave it down in the comment down below. Let me see if I can pull up my chat thing. I want to know though, man. I really want to know, what would you choose, a 6'4" Scat Pack or Hellcat, or a 5'7" Dodge Charger? If you were going a route to finance, which one would you rather choose and stuff? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. If you on the live right now, comment down below. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Because I'm trying to figure out, because I was having issue with my Bluetooth connecting to my live. So for some reason, I didn't know you guys couldn't hear me. So I need you guys to confirm, if you could, confirm down below so I could know. Let me know in the comment. Y'all got to comment down below. Let me know if you can hear me, yo. I'm still trying to figure out if you guys can hear me, yo. I don't know how to, let me see if I can comment. Moderation. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me because I don't have my Bluetooth on. But like I was saying though, man, like let me know which one y'all gonna choose, a 5.7 or a 6.4 Hemi. Which one you gonna choose though? I know most people now, like my reason being why I was saying like most people tend to choose like a 5.7 over a 6.4 is because of the price and then because of insurance. So that's like the two biggest reasons why I feel like most people probably tend to want to go the route of trying to get a 5.7 because it's a lot cheaper and it make more sense though. It make more sense. But if it were to like honestly, I feel like if it were like where like if you trying to make power, if it were like for me trying to put some money into, if I was planning on keeping a car for a long time, putting some money into it, I truly believe like the best way is you go, you end up going with a 6.4 because that's gonna be more better. You're gonna make more power, and then also later on down the line, it's gonna be worth it. But now a 5.7, 5.7, you can pretty much do like the same thing with a 5.7, but it just require much more. But the only thing I could think about right now, the only logic reason why anybody or most people now will want to choose a 5.7 is because of price and because of the insurance. That would be like the two things right there, I would say. That's why most people want to go the route of choosing a 5.7, even though a 5.7 doesn't really offer much, but you still have the options to you can get a Hemi for cheap, and also you can be able to modify it. It's a lot of option when it comes to modifying the 5.7. You have a lot of room to be able to modify it, and you don't have to worry about your insurance being high, especially if you go on a route of trying to make payments and stuff. Because most people now, if you work in a 9 to 5, you financing these cars. That's the thing. It's easier. It's much easier. Like a regular person, right? That work a 9 to 5 can finance let's say a 20, I'm just say a 2024 or 2023 Dodge Charger RT. It's kind of like affordable for you to, it's even though it's expensive a little bit more. I mean, now it's a little bit more expensive. Everything is expensive, but you will be able to keep up with your payments if you work a 9 to 5. Like your payments, depending too, probably gonna be around like $250 or depending probably $300 the most, and then your insurance gonna probably be somewhere around there too. But it depends though. It really depends. But going a route of you trying to finance like a Scat Pack or Hellcat, man, your payment's gonna be out the effing roof. You're not even gonna be able to sleep unless you got a good job that's paying you good. But that's like the only logic reasons why I feel like anybody now gonna want to even try to budge and get a 5.7, pick a 5.7 over a 6.4. Those are the two reasons: money, Yeah, the price, and then also your insurance. Those are the two things right there. But if you're on this live though, comment down below. Let me know what would you pick, a 5'7" or a 6'4". I'm not saying for power wise, but I'm saying if you were to get one and finance, which one would make more sense to you? Paying less for something, and then obviously you could modify it. You'll be able to save way more money, or going with something that's pretty much already modified. Don't really require much, but it's going to cost a lot more money. Insurance, your down payment probably going to be more, but I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that's the only logic thing I could think about right now, that why most people are going to want to go that route of trying to have the 5'7" over a 6'4". But if you're on the live, you're a fan of Mopar, guys, I go live every day. I'm about to hit the gym, so if you got a topic you want me to talk about, if it's about cars, it's about fitness, those are like the two things I do. Cars and fitness, pretty much. That's like my life right there. So if you want to, or if you want to ask questions and stuff, whatever, if you got it, if you even got like a topic you want me to talk about my next live, comment down below. Let me know, and I definitely try to, I try to look into it and talk about it in my next live or something like that. But if you're on the channel for your first time, help support the channel. If you're a fan of Mopar, you're a car guy in general, or just support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. I go live every day, so you guys stay tuned for the next one tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about it, and also go check out my new upload for today. I just upload every day, and I go live every day. So I need you guys to keep supporting the channel, man. If you're on the channel for your first time, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Have a good weekend. Peace out.